Welcome everybody here in Bayview District, San Francisco. We're here with the junior commentators. This is our first meeting here for the year of 2018. And I'd like to introduce all of the junior commentators. First off, I'm Mike, I'm the MC here.
I'm Matt, I'm 14, at top.
My name is Matthew Candler, and I go to Archbishop Reardon.
My name is Avon Keith, and I'm 14, and I go to Woodside International.
My name is Jeffrey, I'm 16, and I go to Archbishop Reardon.
And I as well, I'm 13 years old and I go to Detroit.
Welcome guys, and we're here watching the Warriors playing the Boston Celtics. This is a big game during the season. We probably got the two best teams in the NBA playing each other. We're here at the half right now, and the Celtics have gone out to a 54-50 lead. What do you guys think about this first half so far? Matt, let's start with you.
First off, I noticed that the Celtics have had no fast break points. The Warriors have had 10. And the turnovers, Celtics have had 8 turnovers, and Warriors have had 3. That's quite a big difference.
The Celtics dominated in the first half with Kyrie Irving scoring 19, and then Harvard just getting constant rebounds and keeping possessions alive.
David?
The Warriors and the Celtics, so far, the Celtics have 26 rebounds, Warriors have 19. And for assists, they both tie in with 10. For the steals, Warriors have 3 and the Celtics have 2.
For me, it's the rebounds, Celtics have more rebounds, so they've had more possessions and more time to score over the Warriors.
And Will, what do you think?
The Warriors aren't playing a bad half. It shows that the Celtics are playing a better half than the Warriors. So the Celtics are just playing better in the first half than the Warriors.
That's a really good point, Will. I think that the Celtics have played a near perfect game. The Warriors went a couple stretches where they were cold, but I think what's promising for the Warriors is that they're only down 4 points at the half, and they're clearly not playing their best basketball. Amen?
That's one thing I wanted to say. It's just like, it's funny to me, usually like, if the Warriors don't play as hard as they usually want to, the other team will probably have a 20-point lead. But so far, the Celtics haven't been able to really get so far ahead with the big lead, so it's just 4 points. So I hope in the third quarter we'll eventually take over and have the lead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jeffrey, you had a comment?
Yeah, well, I think the Warriors are going to come back and win this one, but so far the way they've demonstrated they're playing in the first half, they show finesse, but they don't show enough, because basically they waste a lot of time and energy in the first half, because, I mean, you've seen they've fallen behind quite a bit. And so for them to come back always, it just shows that while they have the power to do it, they just don't seem to keep with their pace in the first half.
So far this season, guys, the Warriors have played about 50 games, and they've got an 82 games season, so they got another 32 games. The Warriors, to me, seem like they've been cruising so far the first part of this season. Do you think it's good that they get challenges from real good teams like Boston right now? Or do you think that the Warriors just need to continue to cruise the rest of the season? David?
I feel like, I kind of disagree with the statement of it being a cruise. First of all, in the beginning of the season, we were in 11th place, the first game we lost. So like, that was one thing that was disappointing to me. Another thing is that even though we are in first place, it really took a long time to get there, especially because the Rockets were ahead of us by so many games, so it was hard to catch up. So I feel like if we don't wake up and actually think that this season is serious and think that we can just cruise by and get to playoffs again, just like how we usually do, it's not gonna work anymore. Like I say that this every time, I'm probably repeating myself again, but this conference and the whole NBA as a whole has gotten stronger this year. So for us to just think we can just walk back into the finals again, it's not gonna happen. Like we have to seriously wake up during this season.
But do you think, Eamon, that the first 50 games of the season that we've seen the best basketball on the Warriors, or do you think they cruised up to this point?
Honestly, to some degree, yes. Like I feel like we have seen the best part of the Warriors in these first 50 games, but I feel like some games I feel like they could do better, but I can't really say that because I'm like, you can't win every game. And then plus some of the Warriors are tired, some players get injured. That's another thing sometimes you don't have the starting lineup, and the bench is probably going to be starters in the next game sometimes. So they're not going to be able to show up usually as the starters do. And that's one comment I wanted to talk about because I was watching another Warriors game a while back when we didn't have, I believe it was Curry, Clay, and Draymond, or I think we had Clay. But the point is that we didn't have Clay. But the point of me saying this is that the bench were playing as starters, but they couldn't do it. They weren't able to take over the jobs of Curry, Clay, and Draymond. They weren't able to do it. And I feel like if you're a rookie or if you're a bench player and a starter gets hurt, that's your time to show what you can do. And if you can't, I'm not saying you have to perform to how Curry and Clay and Draymond are performing, but at least try to help us win the game, which I didn't really see. Then it just shows that we need the starters more than basically every game. And I don't want that because I don't want the starters to be having all the work and having all the stress.
What about you, Will? What do you think? Do you think the Warriors are playing at their best right now, or do you think they're cruising and that they're gearing up for a big run in the playoffs?
I feel like the coach Steve Kerr is resting some of the players so they can be healthy and ready for the playoffs. The playoffs this year are going to be very tough for the Warriors, because the Rockets are definitely a key component, and it's definitely a team that can beat them in the playoffs. I'm not going to.
How about you, Booya? What do you think? Do you think the Warriors are playing at their best right now, or do you think they're gearing up for the playoffs?
I think they're definitely cruising right now. I mean, Curry and KD have missed several games for injuries, but I think last season they were playing through some. And right now, Steve Kerr is making the decision just to keep them out and let the bench and the rest of the All-Stars to make the plays.
But that could be a good thing that Kerr is pacing the players, especially the starters, because he's giving key minutes to the reserves, getting them tuned up, just in case someone gets injured during the season and can't go in the playoffs. Then you've got these reserves who've got some experience, gotten a lot of playing time, and can step into key roles in the playoffs that they otherwise wouldn't get. What do you think, Matt?
Personally, I'm gonna have to agree with Will, keeping players healthy, because the regular season doesn't necessarily matter until postseason. All that really matters is postseason and the championship.
I can see that. Who do you guys think the Warriors' main competition will be to get the championship this year? Abel? Which team do you think is going to give the Warriors the most trouble or stands in their way of getting their third championship in 4 years?
First, the Rockets in our conference.
Yes.
Definitely the Rockets. Mostly just because it was our first game we lost to them. Okay, next game that we had against them, they didn't have James Harden, which is basically their star player. So not having your star player on your team is going to affect the team very greatly. That's one thing. I believe the third game that we had against them, we lost again. So it's just showing that the Rockets are coming up with a lot of steam and a lot of energy against the Warriors. So if we want to even think about going against the Celtics or the Cavs or anyone that's going up to the finals, we have to beat them first.
So you think the Rockets are their main competition this season? How about you, Jeffrey? I'm sorry.
If we do get past the Rockets, though, I feel like the main competition after that will be the Celtics.
Celtics after that. Jeffrey, how about you? Who do you think the main competition for the Warriors will be in the playoffs?
I'm gonna have to agree with Eamon. I think it's the Rockets because they've shown how competitive they are to the Warriors and how they want to kind of want to knock them out.
Will, how about you?
Personally, I think the Timberwolves are gonna give them a tough.
You like that young team and that young talent?
Yeah.
And the Timberwolves have already moved up into the number 4 spot in the West, so that's good foresight. Candler?
I think definitely the Rockets are going to give us the most trouble. But if we get past the Rockets, the Celtics, and then maybe even Cleveland is going to give them the most trouble.
Matt, how
I'm
about you?
gonna say Cavs again.
Cavs,
LeBron's been in the past 7 championships with both the Heat and the Cavs. So I'm gonna have to go Cavs. And if IT's healthy, then
I think the Cavs are going to be the team there. And the Cavs are already shopping for players right now. They're talking to Sacramento about getting George Hill as a possible guard. There was talk of them getting Boogie Cousins until he got hurt. So LeBron and the Cavs are going to be shopping for players and getting ready for the playoffs. Aiden?
I just have a comment on the Cavs. One thing that I saw when I was watching the Cavs, it said that they had the second worst defensive team in the whole NBA. I think the Grizzlies are behind them. But my point is, like, if they really want to get to the finals in any way, shape, or form, defense has to be the main thing. Like, defense is the greatest offense. So if you're not going to have a strong defensive team, you're not going to be able to win. So that's one thing. And then, like, also with like a lot of their players being injured, some of them being a lot older, it's kind of hard for them. I feel like they need to get their chemistry up first before they really want to go to the finals. That's the main thing.
Very good comment. Jeffrey, you got something to add?
No, I just wanted to say you forgot to get me in on the Warriors if they were playing their best or cruising.
Okay, what do you think?
I think they're cruising up for the playoffs because they want their best players to be. The coach is taking the best players out, so that way they can be all rested up and ready for the playoffs. So
Good point.
Yeah, I think they're cruising for something bigger.
For something bigger, yeah. And that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, guys, who do you think the first half MVP for the Warriors is so far? Will, let's start with you at that end. Who's your player?
I think it's going to be Al Horford because he's the one getting rebounds and keeping the second chance points alive for the Celtics.
Okay, that's first half of this game, but I meant the question was on the Warriors team, who has been their first half MVP, first half of the season MVP?
Probably Kevin Durant, I would think.
KD?
Yeah, because he's been like a big contribution for the Warriors on offense and on defense as well because he's in the run for the Defensive Player of the Year. So
That's a good point. KD's never played better defense than he has now. I think coming to the Warriors has inspired him to develop his all-around game. And it's been good for him. Jeffrey, who's the first half MVP for the Warriors?
I would have to agree with them. I think it's Kevin Durant because of all the great plays he's made on offense and defense, and also because he's on the run for MVP or Defensive Player of the Year. I think that could be a big part of his career. So I definitely think
Creating his legacy, right?
Creating his legacy.
All-around player. Aiden, first half MVP for the Warriors?
Yeah, I'd probably say Kevin Durant also.
KD?
Yeah, KD's been a very great player on the Warriors. Basically, I feel like he's the main contributor now to some degree. Another thing is just like, even though like KD comes here and he wants to help the team as any way as he can, like even about the Warriors, one thing that I like is that they are able to work so well as a team. Like, for example, you're not going to see a player just go up and try to do anything they want. No, they're going to try to have the whole team work together and contribute. So that's one thing I like that the Warriors do a lot. And I feel like KD is a great addition to that.
Chandler?
I'd say the Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
Yeah, he's the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, and he's shown it the entire season so far.
You like his all-around game, and you think he's the key guy for the Warriors. How about you, Matt?
I'm not feeling Kevin Durant as well.
KD as well.
Yeah, he's a big scorer for the team, and he also plays big defense.
All right, great. What about this question, guys? How about the first half reserve player of the year? Which guy do you like off the bench? Who's been the most valuable Warrior off the bench? Let's start this way with Matt and work down this way.
I'm going to say David West.
David West.
He's shown some pretty big flashes of light that he could do the job.
Very consistent season for a 37-year-old man. Guy who was supposed to retire last year, coming back. He's been very key this year off the bench. Chandler?
My favorite is Jordan Bell.
Okay.
If Zaza's starting and Jordan Bell's coming off, I think he's a great center for the Warriors. He can make highlights, passes is great, and everything. All-around player.
Great. Aiden?
Come back to me. I haven't really.
Okay, Jeffrey, your favorite reserve so far, first half of the year for the Warriors, off the bench?
I'd have to agree with Matt. I think it's David West.
Okay.
Because he's old, but he still shows that he's got a lot left in his tank.
Got a lot of savvy, veteran savvy, right?
Yeah.
Makes the right plays.
Yeah, he's experienced, so he's old, which means he's experienced, which means he knows how to make great plays.
And Will, your thought?
I think it's Sean Livingston.
Sean Livingston, off the bench.
He's he helps the offense a lot, and he has a really nice mid-range shot. And his defense, since he has those long arms, he can play defense well.
Very solid off the bench. Aiden, you got your first half reserve of the year for the Warriors?
I probably agree with everybody and say David West. I've seen how he's played as a center. I feel like he's great, even though he's a lot older and he's a lot of an older player. Just like also like Iguodala, they're both, maybe they're old, but they have a lot of experience. So they're able to show a lot of the new rookies on the team what they know about the NBA and how to work in the game.
Interesting that not one of you mentioned Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala isn't having his best shooting or statistical year, but he comes in and really gives the Warriors a very calming influence there with the second unit. So I think we can't look past him, and also we have to compliment him on his veteran savvy that he brings to the Warriors as well. You guys agree with that?
Definitely.
Okay. You guys heard about this year's All-Star game. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
In the past, it's been the East versus the West, but this year it's almost like a playground type of All-Star game. They picked who they thought the two best players in the NBA were, at least the fans did. Steph Curry and LeBron James, and then they, like playground style, alternated in making picks on who would be on their team. What do you guys think about that? Do you like this? Does this excite you? Or do you guys like the old way we did it, where it was the East versus West? Cameron, let's start with you.
I think this is for entertainment purposes right now. I mean, the West has been so dominant lately that the East really can't compete. So mixing it up like this is gonna draw attention from the fans and keep the game interesting.
It's definitely making people talk, right?
Yeah.
Cameron, good. David?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say the same thing. I like it. I like that. I like the idea of them having a new style on it. Plus, because as Matt said, yeah, the Western Conference has always been beating the Eastern Conference for a good amount of time now, especially because of how the players are set up on each team.
Jeffrey, do you like the way they're doing it this year, or do you think we should have stayed with the way we did it in the past?
I don't. I think I liked it the old way in the past because it was very traditional. A lot of people knew this kind of system very well. So I think that because they're trying out something new, I don't think a lot of people have adjusted to it. But I do agree that people have talked about it. I just don't think it's the best solution for the All-Star game in the future.
Will, your opinion?
I honestly like this because Stephen Curry is like the captain of the West. And Draymond, I believe, is on LeBron's team.
No.
It's actually KD is on LeBron's team, and Thompson and Kate and Draymond are on Curry's team.
Okay.
But the Warriors are split up. I think it's a point you're trying to make here. Matt, what do you think?
I think it'll make it more interesting. Like it'll balance out the teams better. And I liked how Westbrook thought he was the last pick in the draft, but it was just an alphabetical order.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Do you guys think that should have been televised, the picking? That they didn't pick this on the air because they didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings being the last pick. So what they did was they made it silent. LeBron and Curry made their picks without the TV or anybody listening, and then they put it out for the public.
Wait, Westbrook's not in the picks?
No, Westbrook was picked, but he believes he was the last guy picked. So he's mad. Reigning MVP, so kind of interesting there. You guys like football?
Oh yeah.
You guys gonna watch the Super Bowl this week?
Oh yeah.
Who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Let's start with Matt. Patriots. Candler.
The Patriots are gonna win, but I want the Eagles to win.
David?
I said the same thing. I feel like the Patriots, like going through a lot of different teams, especially in the playoffs. They go through. I don't remember the games. They went against the Jaguars and they lost, so they're able to come back from a lot of different leads. Even in the Super Bowl last year,
That was a big game.
Exactly.
Big comeback.
Like when I was watching the game halftime, I left. I was playing basketball with my friends. Come back and find out that they're tied up, and then win the game.
Jeffrey,
so, yeah.
What do you think? Patriots, Eagles.
First off, that Super Bowl sucked, seeing as how the Patriots came back like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
who do you like this year?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. There we go. We got one Philadelphia.
I think the Eagles are gonna pull that out because of the way they pulled out against the Vikings last week in the NFC Championship. The way they destroyed that defense. I don't know if the Patriots defense is gonna be able to stand up to that.
Will?
I think the Patriots are definitely gonna win because the Eagles are missing their quarterback, Carson Wentz.
So we got 4 votes for the Patriots and 1 for the Eagles. How about this, David? Go ahead.
One thing, I don't even like the Patriots like that, and I don't want them to win. But it's just a problem that, like you saw us, all 4 of us knew that the Patriots were gonna win. And it's not because, we want them to win. No, we all are going for the Eagles, but inside we know that the Patriots are gonna win because it's something that they do.
Nah, I'm just going for the Patriots.
Come on, bro.
Jeffrey?
I feel like the Eagles defense could have help them win simply because if they can get to Tom Brady, then that will be their key to winning the game. They have to get to Tom Brady. Also, I think Nick Foles has done a really good job of filling in Carson Wentz's shoes.
I just want to let everybody know that the junior commentators have an opinion on everything, not just basketball, but also football. Here's my next question, guys. Golden State Warriors, which guy do you think on the team could transition and play football? Let's start with Will. Which Warrior could play NFL football? And what position?
I think Jordan Bell will be a good football player.
Yeah.
He can play maybe like a wide receiver, slot receiver.
Very, very athletic young player.
Very athletic.
Got a lot of legs under him. That's a good choice. Jeffrey?
Kevin Durant, wide receiver.
KD, wide receiver. You don't think he's too skinny?
No.
All right.
Tom Brady was skinny when he
That
got
would certainly be
drafted.
interesting, a 7-foot wide receiver.
Yeah. Tom Brady was also skinny when he got drafted.
That's true. That's true. Aven?
My bad, I'm gonna steal your answer, but I Jordan Bell, David West, or Draymond Green.
Pick one,
I feel like
Aven.
they would be, David West.
David West,
I feel like
why?
he would be on the line.
Offensive line or defensive line?
I feel like defensive, because I feel like he would really want to attack the quarterback.
Very nice. Candler?
I'm going with Iguodala as a quarterback because he has great vision. You can see on the court he's has some nice full court passes.
Very nice pick. Matt?
I'm gonna go Draymond Green. I mean, he played at Michigan. He was a tight end, no, linebacker, I think, at Michigan. Right?
He went to Michigan State, he played basketball, but he certainly could play either tight end or linebacker in the NFL. He's definitely athletic and he's nasty. Finally, guys, we did something last time, is we made predictions on the Warrior game. Right now, we're 54-50 Celtics at the half. And I'm surprised to say that Matthew right here predicted the winner of our last junior commentator game and was within 2 points. So I want to go down the line here and I want you guys to pick a winner of this game and give me a score. Let's start with Matthew
I'm
here.
gonna go Warriors 113-109.
Warriors 113-109. Cameron?
I'm going Warriors 129-125.
Warriors by 4, 129-125. Haven?
I don't have like a number. I'd probably just say like a 5-point lead for the Warriors.
Warriors will win by 5.
Yeah.
Jeffrey?
I'd say Warriors win 137-124.
Warriors winning by 13.
Yeah.
Big game. And Will?
I said the Warriors are going to win 128-122.
128-128.
I
Haven?
just want to make a comment. Last time when we went and had this prediction, Jeffrey and Will here against the 76ers thought that we were going to lose. It was we were down by 22 points. So it just goes to show that when we came back and won, it just goes to show that the Warriors are able to come back from phenomenal leads and
That's why I picked the Warriors this time. I don't want to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
Okay, well, that's it here at halftime in the Bayview District here in San Francisco with the junior commentators. We'll get back to you guys after the game. Thank you.
We're talking.
Hello? Yeah. Testing.
What's this?
Testing. Testing.
Pick it up.
I'm not.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
It's catching everybody.
That looks like R2-D2 right there.
All good? Well, R2.
I don't think you have to be.
This is some high-tech stuff.
Do we have another?
Matt. Testing.
No, you're good.
Testing.
Do we have another stand?
Hello. All right, turn the camera.
Why are you moving it? You're not touching it. Did he just say that? He says water is not wet. What is that?
You guys.
Oh, wait, is that me? Wait, where's me?
Let me see.
Wait, I can't.
Oh, that's sick.
So weird.
Bro, my hand is curved,
Hey,
bro.
hey,
Look at that. Ooh.
Let me get my hand.
Let me see that.
Dude, that is cool.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, we're ready, right?
On a visit to Warriors fan cave, everyone is exposed to an atmosphere which can only be surpassed by attending a game. From the seating for the fans to the life-size portrayal of the players, no detail is left unattended. After watching the game on the life-size television, it's time for Post-Game Live, sponsored and conducted by a group of youth called Junior Commentators.
Well, this is my first time visiting with the Junior Commentators. It was a great experience. The young men showed some mettle. They really brought their stuff as far as their knowledge of the game, how they, assessed the team's play, both the Warriors and the Celtics. It was a good experience. I enjoyed it. Tonight's ball game really showed what the Warriors are made of, and it just goes to show as well the competition that the Warriors are going to face in the playoffs. They are the best team in the league, but it's not going to be an easy run. You're talking even the Pelicans now that they lost Mr. Cousins. That team could present a problem for the Warriors. Once they get past the first round, anything can happen, but it's going to be a tough go because every team has changed their strategy, their chemistry as far as getting players, just in order to battle with the Warriors. Changes have been made. Teams are gearing up for them. So when they come out of the West, it's going to be a tough grind for them. And then, of course, they got to face whoever comes out of the East. Everyone's talking about the Cavaliers. Cleveland's still going to be a tough opponent if they face them, just because they have the best player in the world. But you got to look at teams like Toronto. They're a good ball club. They're just 2 games in back of the Celtics right now. So it's going to be a tough road to go down. But again, the Warriors are favorites, but it's not going to be an easy toil for them because a lot of teams have geared up and are gunning for them. So looking forward to a good stretch run for all the teams, including the Warriors. But it's just a matter of the Warriors being focused, just following through as far as being a defensive team, because they play defense unlike any other team in the league. So it should be a good stretch run and a good run into the playoffs and hopefully another championship in the Bay Area.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I say about the NBA, especially this year. I like the Cavs and the rivalry that we have sort of between them for the past 3 years, for these past times that we've won against them in the finals. But for some reason, I know that we're not going to be going against them this year. And if we do, a lot of people aren't going to be as excited towards if we win against the Celtics, because we've won against the Cavs 3 times. We've already beat them 2-1. So it just shows that we're already better than them. We don't want to keep going against the same team. And the NBA as a whole doesn't want to see that. They don't want to see just these 2 super hyped up teams go against each other. That's why I want to see the Celtics. But even though I want to see that, another thing is just that the Warriors, especially in our first game against the Rockets, I felt like it was a playoff game. Even James Harden after that, he said this was a playoff game. And I was like, I agree. I feel like this was just in the middle of Game 7, and this was the Western Conference Finals. So one thing that I just have to say about the Warriors is that we're a great team. I know we can get to the finals, but we just have to make sure that we're on our toes. Just make sure that we're focused. We can't just slack off. There's some teams that are not as good as we are, but they're going to still bring their A game, because of we're the champions and we're coming back and we're trying to win another season. And not everybody wants to see that. So that's just one thing that the Warriors need to do and need to focus on if we want to get back to the finals this year.
Yeah, I agree. The Warriors, they've been to the finals the past 3 years, and they've shown they have what it takes to win. But to see the same rivalry for a fourth time, you know, it just doesn't seem to be as exciting because we know these two teams are great competitors. It's just that not only do we not want to see the Warriors and Cavs in the finals, but it's likely that the Cavs are not even going to get there because the Celtics, they have Irving, and that's a really big key component. He's a really big key component to that team. So I think if that team goes up against the Cavs, I think the Cavs are just gonna get destroyed. Because I mean, people want to see new rivalries, and I think that the Warriors and the Celtics, I think, for the next 3 or 4 years are gonna be a new rivalry. Like we did have one with the Cavs, and now I think there's gonna be a new one between us and the Celtics.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Warriors are a really good team, and in the playoffs, teams are gonna like gun for them, and like all the rest of the teams in the NBA don't want the Warriors to be in the finals and win the finals. They want a new team to win the finals, and the Warriors have like a tough schedule ahead of them in the playoffs.
Definitely. Like the playoffs are hard. Like even the season may look like a breeze, but as soon as you get to the playoffs, that's when you know it's serious. I mean, it's not like how it's football, where the football, if like you lose one game, you're out. You have a total of 4 games, and if it really goes to 7, then that's what you would do. So you have a lot of chances, but still it's gonna be a lot harder. Like the other team is not gonna just say, oh, we'll let you walk by to the finals. No, they're not gonna do that. It's not gonna happen anymore. So we just have to be more focused and know that these teams are coming with their A game.
Go ahead.
Yeah, to piggyback off what Jeffrey said, not many teams want the Warriors to get in the finals again, let alone win them. So I'm thinking that fans and the players are hoping that the Rockets can upset the entire Bay Area, and then hopefully the Celtics can upset the Cavaliers. But yeah, new rivalries.
Well, one thing that's beneficial for the Warriors, as you know, Coach Kerr is always coaching them up to be the number 1 seed. Because when you look at being the number 1 seed, all you've got to do is win all your home games, you're the NBA champion. That's it. So that's why the number 1 seed, being the number 1 seed, is so critical and so important. All you've got to do, you can lose every road game, win all your home games, NBA championship resides in Oakland again. So that's, I know a lot of people say, well, the regular season does not matter. It does. You can say they're coasting, but they have to get that number 1 seed. Then if you say they're going to turn it on, they can go ahead and turn it on in the playoffs, but it's just a matter of getting the number 1 seed, securing that, and then going ahead and just winning every home game, NBA championship. So you guys looking forward to playoff time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I love the playoffs. Just like one thing like I like about the playoffs is that you see the more serious side of a lot of teams. Yeah, you'll see some teams, they'll play hard one night, but just like because it's the playoffs, you know that it's a time to be serious. So they come with that same intensity that they would have one game and then off the next. They have that every game in the playoffs. So they want to play their hardest. They don't want to just think it's a season game anymore. No, everyone has to be serious during the playoffs because it's your chance to get to the finals. So that's why, just like what Matt said about the Rockets going against the Warriors, and that a lot of NBA fans don't want the Warriors to get back to the finals. I can understand why. I mean, we've been there for the past 3 times. But I feel like if the Cavs get there also, it just shows that LeBron is able to easily walk by and get to the finals every year. Because how many times has he been there?
7.
7 in a row?
7.
So it just goes to show you that no matter what team LeBron is on, if he's on the Eastern Conference, he's able to easily walk in. And I don't appreciate that. Because it just shows like, that's why we win the All-Star game, because the Western Conference is a lot stronger. So it's harder to get to the finals in the Western Conference than it is in the Eastern. I've said this a lot of times. So it angers me personally because it's like LeBron is easily able to just walk into the finals. That's why I liked it last year when Isaiah Thomas went against LeBron and he beat them one game.
Yeah.
It showed that they had at least some sort of strength or restraint against them.
It was at Cleveland as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an upset.
Let me ask you this. Knowing that LeBron has been to the finals 7 straight times, but you guys are easily picking the Cavaliers over LeBron, does that say it's just because you have a dislike for LeBron, and you, as you mentioned, the league may not want that, or do you genuinely think that the Celtics have a chance to defeat the Cavaliers? Which one is it? Is it?
I know that the Celtics can beat them. I've seen
Yeah.
it. Like, I have a friend who is a Cavs fan, and I was like, hey man, the Cavs are gonna give you guys, not the Cavs, the Celtics are gonna give you guys a run. He was like, nah, we beat them first game. And of course, when they went against each other again, the Celtics won. So I was like, well, we can't use, we beat them this game as an excuse to say, we're gonna beat them next time. Because when we went against the Cavs, Christmas game, was that 2015? And then that's when we blew the 3-1 lead and they won the finals. We won the Christmas game, but we lost the finals. So it just shows that it doesn't matter which game you win in the season, if you go against that same team in the finals or the playoffs, or even just next game, they're gonna be in better shape and they're gonna have a better mentality.
So your belief is that the Celtics will do it, even though you know LeBron has that track record of year after year, year after year.
Yeah,
his play, his play has not declined. He's actually having a better year this year statistically than he's ever had. But you're still sticking with your thoughts that the Celtics can overcome the Cavaliers.
I feel like they can. I feel like they can. I feel like they can beat LeBron. The main reason why I feel like a reason why LeBron is having the best year statistically is because he has to take care of the whole team. And then because of Kyrie leaving, so he lost one of his best players on the team. And plus, they got Isaiah Thomas, they got Derrick Rose, they have D-Wade, but this team doesn't have chemistry. If you don't have chemistry in a team, the team is not going to function. You can have as many good players as you want. It's not going to work that way.
Yeah. I'd like to say something too. I don't like LeBron James either, but I do think, I'm just gonna agree with them. I just think the Celtics are better than the Cavs because they have chemistry and they have a structured talent. There's talent on that, when the Celtics step on that field, there's a lot of talent on that field. Specifically, Irving. Irving is he's the key to the Celtics' success. And so I think with Irving in the game going up against LeBron James and the Cavs, who don't have chemistry, while the Celtics do, I think the Celtics, they're just gonna crush the Cavs. They're just gonna crush the Cavs and end LeBron's streak.
And it's not like I don't like LeBron as a player. Like, LeBron is the greatest player in the world, literally. And there's just the problem with me, and the problem that I have with it is just that he's the greatest player, but how is it that the one person is able to keep continuously coming back year after year to final, and it's 7 years in a row now? Like, I don't want to see this 3 years from now, LeBron is in his 10th final. Like that, no, that shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be, let's give you this award because you came here to the finals 10 times in a row. No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see just the same, not even just him, just like, it's mostly him, and the reason why I don't want to see this same person back in the finals again, year after year. Like, I get it, he's a great player. Like, LeBron is the best player in the world, as I said. Like, I can't deny that, even though I'm a Warriors fan. But the problem, I just don't want to see the same player keep continuously getting to the finals. I don't want to accept it.
One last question for you guys. I know every year, injuries always plays a part. If I can ask, if there's one player the Warriors can at least do without, as far as their run through the playoffs, who would you say that would be? For each of you guys.
You want to go first?
Sure. I'd say Kevin Durant.
Why?
We can't lose him. He's a great defensive player. He can shoot, he can pass, and he has a great assistance to Stephen Curry. He can rebound. All he's doing is an all-around great player here. We can't lose him.
I said the same thing. Like KD, he's a very great player. I'm glad that we have him on our team, but if he gets injured, it's a huge toll on the Warriors. Like I understand that the next person will step up because we're the strength in numbers, but KD does so much for this team. And it's like he's so tall. He's 7 feet, and he's able to shoot from a three-point range like a point guard. So that's just one great thing. He's able to go inside and attack. He's able to do a lot of mid-range work and the rebounds and steals and blocking. So he's a very great offensive and defensive player. And I feel like I've never seen a small forward like that on the Warriors.
So this is one player you cannot afford to lose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely with these guys here. Kevin Durant, he's the tallest player on the field in a lot of the games, really, pretty much all of them. So, but he's also he's pretty much the main component to helping Curry get success. So if Curry can have success on the field, that pretty much only comes because Durant has success on the field. So if he gets injured, they're really not gonna have a lot of time to restructure themselves.
Yeah, I feel like Kevin Durant is a very big part of the offense and defense because he's just a really talented player and definitely helps the Warriors win games, like close games. He's very clutch, and if you ask him to do something, he'll do it. And yeah.
Great job. Just want to say, you guys did an excellent job tonight, and I know you've been doing a very good job. Continue what you're doing. Got some bright futures ahead of you guys. The junior commentators, love the name. Just keep it up. You guys are doing a wonderful job. I'm impressed. Just keep increasing your knowledge of the game, of players, just situational basketball, the flow, the pace, and so forth. Just keep it up, and you guys got bright futures. I'm proud of you guys. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to the Warriors Fan Cave. I'm here with Kendler, Avon, Jeffrey, and Will, and this is the post-game conclusion of this close, very, very close win, Warriors win. Some of the few things that we're going to be talking about is that 4-point win, Mr. Avon, very close. You would
I had a 5-point, I guess for a 5-point win, but it was close. So.
Very good. One of the things that I noticed was Curry's last few possessions were very critical. I noticed that he also made a couple of adjustments on Kyrie Irving. Does anybody want to talk to the points that the Golden State Warriors made adjustments? Go ahead.
So you can see that whenever the Celtics will come down and score, whenever we inbound the ball, we'd give it right to Curry. He has the highest percentage of free throws, and so he was our main guy right there. And so we just could count on him.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Stephen Curry did a great job in his performance at the last couple of minutes, especially the last minute of the game, doing a lot of great three-pointers and being able to maneuver around two people that were guarding him as the press for the play that the Celtics wanted to do against us to get the ball back. Even though Curry was guarded by two people, he had to do anything he could to get past them to get the ball, so that was a great job.
Yeah, I agree. The Warriors in the last couple minutes, they gave it to Curry, and he was able to make some great plays, a lot of three-pointers, pretty much to seal the game for the Warriors. Also, they knew how to keep Kyrie Irving from making big plays in the last couple minutes to allow them to get the win.
Yeah, leaders step up at the critical moments of the game, and he definitely stepped up because he made that critical shot and critical free throws. And yeah.
Very good. I think these two have a great chance of meeting in the NBA Finals. Just my bold prediction. I know the Cavaliers are struggling at this point. What are your thoughts on possibly seeing this rematch in the Finals?
I think this is definitely going to happen in the Finals. I don't think the Cavaliers are going to be able to withstand the Kyrie Irving and Harvard and Jason Tatum. No. LeBron James is good, but Celtics are definitely better than them.
I say the same thing. It's just like the Cavs don't even have a really stable defensive side on their team. Also, that is because a lot of the players are a lot older, so they're slowing down a little bit, and then the team chemistry is off. Like Kevin Durant came here, and it started to build up chemistry between each other, and plus, off of the court, you know, Draymond and Iguodala were friends with KD, so it was really easy for everyone to connect together as a team. But because they have on the Cavs IT, Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, yeah, Dwayne Wade is a great player with LeBron on the Heat. However, he is a lot older and he doesn't know the chemistry and how Isaiah Thomas and Derrick Rose play. So I feel like it's just a mixture of great players and they're not able to function together as a good team.
Yeah, a third on that. I also think that the Celtics are better than the Cavs because the Cavs, they just don't have the same stuff that they did these last couple of years. You know, the Celtics, they really have a whole bunch of weapons that they could use against the Cavs and really take them down to advance to the finals. But I do see the Warriors and the Celtics in the finals.
Yeah, I think the Celtics have the best chemistry in the Eastern Conference compared to like the Cavs, and I really think that this like the Celtics and the Warriors are gonna play each other in the finals.
All right, just last thoughts on the way that the Warriors were able to clamp down and make adjustments, and Stephen Curry having a brilliant game. What are your thoughts on him going forward into the finals, and Jordan Bell, as well as Jordan Bell coming back? What are your thoughts on his return?
So I think Jordan Bell coming back from his injury, obviously he's a great player, and I think he's very athletic. Like a better player of Draymond Green maybe. And so with him and Curry gonna be able to have some nice chemistry, and Kevin Durant gonna be able to mix in there, I think they're gonna be able to go right to the finals and beat the Celtics.
Definitely, I say the same thing. I probably say like the only thing or the step that I feel like is probably a little bit of a concern is the Rockets. But I feel like if we can work and play as hard as we can, we're gonna beat them and eventually beat the Celtics.
Yeah, I also have to agree with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and a whole bunch of other guys who really know how to play. I think that they're gonna have enough talent during the playoffs to just sweep through and get to the finals. Because really, there's nothing that can stand in the way in the Western Conference.
Yeah, Jordan Bell definitely plays a key component in the offense and defense because he's very physical and can definitely box out people and get rebounds.
Okay, thank you. Well, once again, checking back in from the Warriors Fan Cave. Go Dubs.
All right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you live in the city, comment down below and we'll make sure to have you at the next commentating.